Yang Berbahagia, Tan Sri Dr. Koso Kun, Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of the Board of Governors, Wawasan Open University, and also Chairman of Wawasan Education Foundation. And I also need to welcome Dr. Sri Stephen Yap, Chairman of Wawasan Open University Sendirian Berhad. He's sitting right up front here. Professor Zoraini Bitwati Abbas, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic and Educational Technology, Wawasan Open University. Also, Professor Dr. David Ngo Chek Ling, Deputy Vice Chancellor for Research and Outreach. Mr. Yong Sek Keong, our COO, Chief Operating Officer. Invited guests, graduates and family members, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed my great pleasure to welcome all of you to this morning's convocation ceremony, an occasion in which we acknowledge and celebrate the achievement of the latest batch of graduates of Wawasan Open University. Indeed, a graduation ceremony is the most significant and meaningful occasion in the university's calendar for graduates. And I would like to extend a very special welcome to the graduates who are here today. And it is because of you that we are gathered here. And I also welcome the parents, families, friends of graduates, as well as my colleagues who have joined us this morning on this memorable occasion. We had just yesterday morning witnessed the conferment of the Doctor of Letters honoris causa degree on Dr. Jomo Kwame Sundram, a Penangite to begin with, and a prominent leading economist, highly respected and admired for his analysis and views on economics. Indeed, he has made a significant impact on the world stage. With the weight of his influence, he has been able to bring many important socio-economic issues to the mainstream for the attention, discussion, and action of society, groups, citizens, and nations. His lifelong work has been to strengthen the socio-economic health of individual nations and citizens. We are, of course, very delighted that Dr. Jomo is now an alumnus of Wawasan Open University. Next, of course, I congratulate our graduates for having successfully completed their studies in Wawasan Open University. And my heartfelt congratulations go to the family members as well. Their support must have contributed to the success of their loved ones who are graduating today. And please join me in giving them a big round of applause. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Wawasan Open University is producing a total of 688 fresh graduates this year. And this number includes the 40 younger graduates from the full-time on-campus program who will be receiving their bachelor degrees in management, accounting, as well as banking and finance tomorrow. The remaining 648 graduates come from our part-time open distance learning programs, comprising 446 of them from the undergraduate programs and 202 from the postgraduate programs. And for the first time, we have 5 graduates from the ODL Bachelor of Technology Honors in Information Systems program this morning. Yesterday, we witnessed 202 graduates from 6 postgraduate programs receiving their degree scrolls. And in this morning, we had 97 graduates from 7 bachelor degree programs. Thus, with the 688 graduates this year, the university would thus have produced a total of 3,097 graduates since the first convocation in 2010. Ladies and gentlemen, we are all united today by a shared sense of pride and achievement. And as we rejoice, let me now provide you with a brief account of WOU's progress and achievement over the past 12 months. WOU currently offers a total of 57 academic programs, ranging from graduate certificate to PhD in disciplines like accounting, management, logistics, marketing, construction management, electronics, telecommunications, multimedia design, English studies, liberal studies, psychology, and early childhood as well as primary education. And of the 57 MQA approved programs, 44 of them have received full accreditation status from the Malaysian Qualification Agency. The remaining programs will complete the full accreditation process at the appropriate time. And as mentioned earlier, no less than 3,000 graduates have emerged from these 44 fully accredited programs over the past 8 years. The university has continued to grow both in terms of student population and reputation in teaching and learning. And since opening its doors to student enrollment in January 2007, WOU has been striving incessantly to reach a larger segment of the population with its offer of affordable courses. To date, more than 20,000 students have experienced the flexible learning opportunities provided by this university. And we have on the average of about 5,000 active part-time students taking our open and distant learning courses every semester. At the same time, some 250 younger students are studying full-time in WOU, pursuing their undergraduate degree programs. The students of Wawasan Open University are well supported by the university's online learning management system, digital library resources, tutorials, and counseling service, both in the main campus of Penang, as well as in the 5 regional study centers, one each in Penang, Ipoh, Kuala Lumpur, Johor Bahru, and Kuching. We also have 2 regional support centers in Bandar Utama and Klang to cater to learners in the Klang Valley. We are delighted, of course, to report that this year, the Ministry of Higher Education has approved the setting up of 3 more WOU learning centers in SE College, Alostar Kedah, in PSDC, Penang, and of course, Stratford International College in Butterworth. And I'm happy to inform you that next year, 2018, WOU will be establishing another regional center in Kota Kinabalu to provide Sabahans the opportunity to pursue tertiary education, including postgraduate studies. Ladies and gentlemen, WOU introduced the new Diploma in Early Childhood Education program in January this year. This is to provide part-time study opportunities to untrained teachers in preschools and childcare centers so that they can obtain a minimum diploma qualification. And this is very much in accordance with the latest ruling imposed by the Ministry of Education that by the year 2020, all preschool teachers must possess at least a diploma in early childhood education before they are allowed to teach. WOU, as you know, has been offering the postgraduate Commonwealth Executive MBA program in the part-time adult learning mode since 2008. And beginning January this year, the same SEMBA program is also offered as a fully online program, complete with online tutorials and learner support services. WOU also intends to roll out 2 new part-time study programs next year, and these are the Bachelor of Arts Honors in Counseling and the Master of Arts in Psychology programs. So those of you or friends who have friends who are interested to pursue this, please come and talk to us. Now, ladies and gentlemen, on the technology front, ever since its establishment in 2006, WOU has recognized and embraced information and communication technology, ICT, using ICT to deliver its teaching and learning support services to students. And of course, in parallel to this, capacity building and training workshops are conducted routinely to equip our academics and educational technology staff with the latest educational technology skills to enhance their teaching and learning. For instance, skills such as audio video making and editing, quality management of course development and production, proper setting of course assignments and exam questions, and not to forget the use of newly enhanced features of our upgraded learning management system. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we know that the fourth industrial revolution, or Industry 4.0, as it is popularly referred to these days, is already upon us, influencing the way we work and live. Indeed, new technology drivers and emerging innovations are currently disrupting the work environment of many industries, and they include the education delivery service industry that we are in. The prediction is that this fourth industrial revolution will see many routine jobs disappear, just as many more new jobs are created. It stands to reason, therefore, that with the emergence of new industries, new demands for specializations and degrees will emerge. By then, I would imagine the most important and popular degrees will be those that train graduates for work in these emerging industries. And as such, WOU must constantly keep pace with changes in the job market and lead curriculum change. We have to design or redesign programs and courses that offer skill sets required by employers. And these include soft skills that make graduates more likely to gain employment and be successful in their chosen professions, which will benefit themselves, the workforce, the community, and of course, ultimately, the economy. Transferable employability skills will always be sought after by employers. Hence, if we do not keep our core curriculum relevant to the changing demands of the job market and industries, I'm afraid our university will struggle to grow its reputation and remain an attractive place of study. What comes immediately to mind in this is the need to work closely with industry partners to collectively plan and develop new degree programs, more structured student internship arrangements with industry, and professional training courses that truly fulfill the human resource needs of industries. And this need has never been more crucial or pressing than now. Ladies and gentlemen, the university will continue to engage with academia, industry, and society by organizing dialogues, public talks, and seminars to educate and create greater public awareness. Recently, the university had organized a two-day roundtable on emerging trends of technologies in supply chain management in collaboration with PSDC. And the roundtable discussion was attended by industry experts as well as, of course, SCM practitioners. We also organized an academia industry dialogue participated by 50 representatives from the industry and academia to brainstorm on the technological drivers and challenges for the higher education sector. Our Center for Professional Development and Continuing Education will continue to play important parts in providing on-demand, customized courses and work skills training to corporate companies and organizations. As WOU is an approved training provider under the Human Resource Development Fund Scheme, HRDF, of the Ministry of Human Resources, the training charges incurred by the trainees are actually claimable by the companies they work in. Now, on the international front, the university continues to receive delegations from overseas and locally, many of them with keen interest to collaborate with WOU in the area of open distance learning. For instance, we are currently in discussion with the Lübeck University of Applied Sciences, Germany, and another NGO in Europe, namely Kiron, or as it is known today also by the name Kiron University, to jointly develop courses for online delivery to students, including refugees in Southeast Asia. The refugees, because refugee is the core focus of Kiron University. Besides that, the University of Mauritius and Botswana University of Distance and Open Learning are already using the course materials developed by Wawasan Open University for selected subjects in these two universities. Now, on the domestic front, in line with WOU's mission to expand learning opportunities, we are intensifying efforts to forge smart educational partnerships with more local and multinational cooperations. And so far, more than 200 private sector companies in the country have entered into educational partnership with WOU to encourage their employees to pursue higher academic qualifications with WOU. Just early this year, just to give you a more recent example, WOU signed a memorandum of understanding with the Tanchong Group to take advantage of WOU's corporate education partnership program to strengthen the knowledge and skills of their workforce. And we have already previously done the same with Perodua by customizing a special MQA-approved graduate diploma program for its employees in the sales and service department. And already a number of Perodua employees have graduated from this program since 2015. On the research front, given that research is an important indicator of the stature of a university, WOU, through its own Institute for Research and Innovation, IRI, has over the years been funding research projects of its academic staff. The aim is to grow the R&D profile of researchers in this university. And to date, IRI has approved research fundings for a total of 23 small projects amounting to about $500,000 ringgit. Such investment in promoting research will certainly continue in this university. Now, that said, our academic staff has also been encouraged to apply for external research grants from sources like the Ministry of Higher Education's Fundamental Research Grant Scheme, or even the grants from IDRC, which we had already done through a project recently. And it is perhaps appropriate at this point to commend our academics for winning 2 silver medals in the best papers categories at the recently concluded 31st Annual Conference of Asian Association of Open Universities, AAOU, held in Yogyakarta, Indonesia in September this year. Also at another conference, the Conference on Redesigning Assessment for Holistic Learning, organized by the University Malaya and the Ministry of Higher Education, which just ended 3 days ago, 2 presentations from WOU in the form of a poster and a video poster about holistic student assessment won another 2 silver medals. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, the culture of service excellence must permeate the very fabric of a university. At WOU, we had recently re-looked at our customer service practices, coming out with a renewed client service charter, complete with a series of training workshops to provide a better understanding on good customer service among our WOU employees. The aim is to reaffirm our commitment towards delivering services that are respectful, accurate, and prompt to one another as colleagues in this university, as well as to our existing and prospective customers, especially students. With regard to corporate social responsibility, the university will continue to engage with other members of the larger community to offer our expertise, time, and other forms of assistance as part of our corporate social responsibility. As has been going on for the past 10 years, for example, WOU will continue to support and sponsor the Relay for Life Penang annual event. A team from WOU has been participating in this walkathon event every year since year 2007. And of course, our part-time and full-time students have been active in community work through organizing of blood donation campaigns to support government hospitals, as well as projects like waste recycling and fundraising for welfare organizations as part of their co-curriculum projects. WOU also offers scholarships to needy students. And here, the university is ever thankful to the donors and Wawasan Education Foundation in particular for the financial assistance extended to our students. Many of the graduates sitting here today have actually benefited from this kind of support. The university, as a not-for-profit institution, spends close to 1 million ringgit every year on scholarships. And to date, the foundation has dispersed about 9 million ringgit to no less than 11,000 deserving part-time and full-time students in the form of study grants, chancellor's merit scholarships, and bursary awards. Ladies and gentlemen, the university has entered its 11th year of operations, and it would not be out of place to say that WOU owes its current standing to its close adherence to stringent QA policies and SOPs. And equally important, the dedication and hard work put in by all staff members, students, and top management stakeholders in the WOU community. Today, WOU has a great team of very dedicated people on board, ranging from experienced business-savvy professionals, professors, and senior academics who sit in our university boards, senate, and executive management committees, to the dedicated academics in the 4 schools, administration staff in the main campus, as well as those at the regional centers, and not forgetting, of course, our hardworking students and alumni too. And together, these people have shaped WOU into what it is today. Together, they will now form the foundation to our future success. And to all of you, I offer you my salutations and congratulations. I'm privileged to have had the honor of working with all of you in leading this university. Moving on, the university is progressing steadily on track, keeping a close watch on its finances, ever mindful of the important need to maintain financial sustainability and, of course, organizational agility at all times. New challenges will continue to emerge in these volatile and uncertain times. But as I have always said before, as long as all of us in WOU are securely anchored in our fundamental values, as long as we are rooted in our conviction regarding our mission, WOU stands poised to take on the challenges of today and tomorrow. And I'm sure that whatever due efforts put in by the present leadership will continue to be pursued. Ladies and gentlemen, I have left the most important part of my speech to last, and it concerns you, the graduates. To every graduate in this hall, I commend you once again on your fine accomplishments, and you have met the very high standard imposed by this university. And today is your day, a day to remember, to celebrate and cherish. We share your joy, and hope you will at all times act as good ambassadors of Wawasan Open University, especially at your workplace. For the quality of a university is often measured by the performance of graduates in their jobs. The spirit of WOU should continue to live on well after your graduation, and I hope that all of you will become active members of the WOU Alumni Association and get involved in its activities. As alumni, you can still continue to play an important role in the life of the university. For instance, by volunteering your time to provide career insights for students or assist in student recruitment or orientation. You can help the association to reach out to assist present as well as future students in their education in the form of financial support and fundraising. Also, as ambassadors of WOU, simply by speaking well of the university and providing word-of-mouth endorsements are already actions that would be much appreciated, since they would enhance the visibility of the university. Be proud of what you have achieved and do continue in your journey of lifelong learning. Don't lose that curiosity. Once again, do stay in touch and play an influential role in the development and vitality of this university. I offer my best wishes for your future success and happiness. At this juncture, I would like to congratulate Mr. Cheong Sui Kim, the recipient of the Chancellor's Gold Medal for emerging as the best open distance learning graduate at the undergraduate level, and also for his fine, inspiring speech on behalf of the graduates from the ODL community, student community. And I wish to conclude by once again thanking all invited guests and family members of our graduates for being here and sharing this momentous occasion with us. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the day.
Yang berbahagia Datuk Sri Stephen Yap, the chairman of Wawasan Open University Sdn Bhd, who actually tricked the organizer by replying not coming because he didn't want to sit on those chairs that are very uncomfortable, that help to keep us awake. But his heart is always here, and that's why we should welcome his presence in the audience. Yang berbahagia Professor Dato Dr. Ho Sin Chai, Vice Chancellor of Wawasan Open University, our two Deputy Vice Chancellors, Professor Dr. Zoraini Wati Abbas, and Professor Dr. David Ngor Chet Ling. The Chief Operating Officer, Mr. Yong Sik Kyong, and Dr. Andy Liu, the Registrar, faculty and staff of the university, graduates and parents, family members, Dev jemputan saudara-saudari yang saya hormati sekalian. Selamat pagi, 大家好, Wanakum. I'm very happy and greatly honored indeed to preside over the third session of the Wawasan Open University's 8th Convocation ceremony this morning. First of all, I wish to congratulate all the 97 recipients of undergraduate degrees in this session. As said by the Vice Chancellor, you are part of the total of 688 graduates this year, the highest number to date since WOU's first convocation in 2010. So you must give yourself a big hand. Indeed, this year marks the 10th anniversary since WOU, as Malaysia's first private non-profit university for working adults, first opened our doors to part-time open distance learning or ODL students in January 2007. In the first session yesterday morning, presided by our Chancellor, Yang Amat Berbahagia Tun Zaidin Abdullah, we witnessed the conferment of the Honorary Doctor of Letters degree on our well-known economist, Dr. Jomo Kwame Sundaram, who was born and bred in Penang. He is an alumnus of two Ivy League universities, Yale and Harvard. I have known him since 46 years ago. Now you know how old I am. When we were both involved in Malaysian student movement in North America, before we both returned to Malaysia to teach in local universities. Starting 2004, he went international and has held important leadership positions consecutively in the United Nations in New York and the UN Food and Agriculture Organization in Rome, Italy. He has been back in Malaysia since 2 years ago, now holding esteemed positions in the Institute of Strategic and International Studies, Khazanah Research Institute, and the International Islamic University of Malaysia. Dr. Jomo is a social scientist and scholar with a strong sense of social responsibility and conscience. He has not only been researching on the political economy of development at the national, regional, and global levels, but also on pertinent issues relating to inequality and integrity, fairness and justice of the economic system, especially for the poor and disadvantaged, either as individuals or as national entities. Over the years, Jomo has received several international honors and awards for his excellent work. He has indeed made Malaysia and the state of Penang proud. It therefore gives me great pleasure to join Tun Chancellor in extending my congratulations to Dr. Jomo. I trust that his fine example and great achievements will inspire all graduates of WOU to strive and to leave your mark in your respective fields of enterprise and endeavor. Ladies and gentlemen, when we talk about political economy, we have to take a broad sweep of human history in the past 2 centuries. We can see how the economy has been driven and disrupted by technological innovations with huge impacts and implications on human life and livelihood, as well as social structure and political institution. Hence, the 4 so-called industrial revolutions. The first occurred at the end of the 18th century in Europe, when production equipment and processes, as well as transportation, started to be driven by steam power, thus triggering the first transformation from an agricultural economy to an industrial economy. The second, or Industry 2.0, came almost a century later, around 1870, with the advent of mass production process and division of labor, driven by the emergence of machines with the use of electrical energy. It also saw the disruption of social structure, the start of major concerns about men being replaced by machines, about control of capital over labor, etc. And also the emergence of conflicting political philosophies, mainly socialism versus capitalism, which led to social revolutions and regime changes in Russia, China, and many other countries since the early 20th century. The third Industry 3.0 happened actually just before 1970 with the use of electronics and IT to further automate production processes with increasing impacts on many aspects of economic and social life, such as telecommunication, transportation and logistics, finance and banking, education, entertainment, healthcare, life sciences, and agriculture. Starting with Penang in 1970, Malaysia actually managed to catch this wave with the setting up of factories in electronics, equipments, etc., creating jobs and improving the livelihood of many and changing our own economic structure from agriculture-based to industry-based and then services-oriented. The world is now on the threshold of Industry 4.0 with the increasing use of robotics and smart automation driven by cyber-physical systems and artificial intelligence or AI, while advances in biomedical fields enabled by huge computing capacity have brought amazing improvements in healthcare, promising longevity and better quality of life. I think no one knows better than the representative from the Penang Medical College who is here with us today. Give him an applause. However, at the same time, billions still live in poverty with poor health care and inadequate provision of even basic needs. Inequality and injustice still remain the key issues. Hence arise again predictions of doom, that mainly the replacement of humans by robotics, resulting in massive unemployment. Studies have indicated that the impacts of AI, automation and robotization are most serious on jobs that are manual and mechanical, routine and repetitious, database and process-based with low skills. However, still in demand are those that require analytical, creative, social and interactive skills. For example, psychologists. Those of you who just got your degree, you don't have to worry too much. You are still very much needed. The new economy will create new jobs with new skills. Hence, it is most important for all of us to cultivate the spirit of lifelong learning, the positive attitude and skills to learn and to continue to learn new ideas and new skills. Actually, the concept and practice of lifelong learning is not new. In fact, the Greek statesman and philosopher by the name of Solon, over 2,600 years ago, was well known for saying that, quote, I grow old learning something new every day, even 2,600 years ago, okay? And advising his students to seek to learn constantly while you live. The equivalent popular Chinese saying is 活到老,学到老, and also 学无止境, meaning there's no limit to learning. Muslim scholars in ancient times have advised, belajarlah walaupun ke negeri China, when at that time China was very far and difficult place to reach. Ladies and gentlemen, now let's look back to Malaysia. No doubt, as a nation, we have done relatively well over the past 45 years since export oriented industrialization began in Penang. Our gross domestic product, or GDP per capita, has increased from just over 350 US dollars in 1970 to now over 9,600 US dollars in 2015, while the incidence of poverty declined from almost 50% to below 1% over the same period. This is no mean achievement. However, relative inequality and imbalances are still major issues of concern that need to be addressed, while populist manipulation of racial and religious sentiments need to be countered and curbed. Equally important, we seem to be caught in what is called the middle income trap, mainly due to technology bottlenecks, skills mismatch, and entrepreneurship deficit. According to the most recent Malaysian Employers Federation, or MEF, survey, there were 200,000 unemployed local graduates last year. Yet, by this year, Malaysian employers are still facing problems in hiring new graduates with the right skills. A survey undertaken by the Ministry of Higher Education and Job Street last year showed that 1 in 4 Malaysian fresh graduates remain unemployed for 6 months after their graduation. I'm not referring to you. You all have jobs. No problem, okay? But we're talking about the new graduates. The main reason cited for their unemployability was poor character, attitude, and personality. That came out top. A poor command of the English language, poor communication skills, unrealistic salary expectation, and a lack of required technical or professional skills. Meanwhile, according to the Labour Force Survey report of last year, less than 13% of the Malaysian workforce possess bachelor's degree or above. So you are going to enter into that 13%, the top 13%, okay? Hence, even back in 1999, the third president of Parti Gerakan, the late Tun Dr. Lim Keng Yik, had the foresight to initiate an online university to offer working adults of Malaysia a second chance to pursue higher education. With the participation and combination with the Yap Chaw Yi Charitable Trust in Penang, Yap Chaw Yi being the grandfather of Stephen Yap, right? And his bronze statue is just outside. So go and take a picture with Tauke Yap Chaw Yi, as well as support by other philanthropists. Wawasan Education Foundation was established to sponsor the Wawasan Open University, headquartered here in Penang. Since 2007, WOU has enabled over 20,000 learners to experience learning online, with over 3,000 having successfully completed their studies, and you're joining that rank. In September 2013, we also started to admit fresh school leavers and diploma holders for full-time on-campus learning, or OCL, in the Penang campus. The Vice Chancellor just reported that WOU has continued to grow and excel in its teaching and learning, collaborative efforts, and services to students. For this, I wish to thank and congratulate all the staff of WOU. Give them a big hand. I also take this opportunity to warmly welcome our two new Deputy Vice Chancellors, Professor Dr. Zoraini Abbas and Professor Dr. David Ngor, who have just joined WOU on the 1st of November. Give them a hand of encouragement. We in the WOU team are very mindful of the constantly changing terrain of the economy and the education scene, and challenging disruptions of Industry 4.0. Hence, we are now embarking on a major transformation exercise to further enhance our digital capacity and pedagogical capability to more effectively deliver more fruitful learning experience, to consolidate our linkages with the industry and the community, to harness resources and to make our courses more relevant, to introduce a mentor scheme to guide and advise students together with data analytics, etc., etc. We want WOU to emerge as a premier university to cater for even more lifelong learners in Malaysia and eventually in ASEAN and beyond. In this endeavor, we call upon our alumni, including those of you in the auditorium this morning, to continue to give us support and encouragement and to participate in this new journey of WOU. Ladies and gentlemen, coming back to this morning's ceremony, we just witnessed the conferment of bachelor degrees on 7 part-time ODL programs offered by WOU. And I just want to name them because, to give you acknowledgement. English Studies, Primary Education, Liberal Studies, Psychology with the biggest group. Watch out for them. They know how to look at your mind and your heart. They have X-ray eyes, all right? Computing and Intelligence Systems, Construction Management, and Information Systems. In fact, the Bachelor of Technology Honors in Information System program produced its first batch of 5 graduates this year. I trust that you as pioneers will blaze new trails, but don't burn everything up, for yourselves, for WOU, and for our nation. Just now, we also witnessed the presentation of the Chancellor's Gold Medal to Mr. Cheong Sui Kim. Listening to his life history, all of us could not help but be truly impressed by him, being indeed a fine example and embodiment of the spirit of lifelong learning. Like all of you here, he had to juggle his studies with full-time work and family responsibilities. We must truly salute his determination and hard work that enable him to earn a 2nd degree from WOU and his 3rd degree. We look forward to having him back for a 3rd degree, this time a doctorate. I'm throwing him a challenge. Give him a big hand. But he must ask his big boss, his wife, for permission first, before we can give him admission, okay? Anyway, give him another big hand. I also want to record my congratulations to Miss Grace Yeo Tang Peng and Miss Melody Lim Chi Weng for winning the Tun Dr. Lim Chong Yu Memorial Prize and Tun Dr. Lim Keng Yeat Memorial Gold Prize Awards for being the best ODL graduate for the postgraduate programs and the best full-time OCL graduate, respectively. Grace actually received her prize yesterday, and Melody will get hers tomorrow, right? So as some of you may know, WOU's first chancellor, the late Tun Dr. Lim Chong Yu, was the second chief minister of Penang for 21 years and the second president of Party Gerakan for 10 years. Our second chancellor, the late Tun Dr. Lim Keng Yek, a federal minister for 22 years, and the third president of Gerakan for 26 years, was, as I told you, the founder of WOU. Starting as an educator in USM myself, I had the privilege of succeeding Tun Chong Yu as the third chief minister of Penang for 18 years, and then succeeding Tun Keng Yek as the fourth president of Gerakan for 6 years. I have learned a lot indeed from both Tun Lims, who were actually very avid lifelong learners themselves. You know, you can see that they learn every day. They ask questions. They never stop asking questions. Hence, I'm glad and grateful that after my retirement from government and politics, I could return to education by working with the WOU team, especially since my appointment as the chairman of WOU's Board of Governors in March this year. Hence, I hope that after having experienced learning in WOU, all of you realize by now that graduation from WOU is not the end of learning. In fact, it should be the beginning to an even more exciting and enriching life of lifelong learning. In your work and your family life, you should also encourage and educate your colleagues and your loved ones to be lifelong learners. And I hope more of them will enroll in WOU because of your persuasion. With these thoughts and hope, I once again congratulate you, your family members, and also WOU as your alma mater now from today onwards. And my very best wishes to all of you for a very fruitful life with many rich lifelong learning experiences. Terima kasih, 谢谢, Nandri Wanakam, thank you very much. Thank you. I declare the ceremony for the conferment of degrees, session 3, closed.